all right, I got the audio together. Mic is good. Got the what's it called? The soundproofing. Great. It's like, all right, I got my video together, so I have to set up with the light and all that stuff. Cool. Wait, I gotta share it. Of course. As they told me in grad school many years ago, if you're just writing for yourself, then just get a diary. Nothing wrong with diaries or journals. I rock with both of them. That's fantastic. But the whole point of creating these things, at least if you're calling it a podcast, is to share them, video or audio. So I'm going to share some of my favorite tools. One of them I know experts use. The other ones I use regularly. So let's dive into it. First one is Riverside FM. I think it actually might be riverside.fm if I remember correctly. Yeah, it is. It's right. How about you look down, Damon? It's right on the website right there. This is the platform for audio podcasts. Whenever someone asks me to be on a podcast, it's Brendan over at the Creative Nonfiction Podcast. Shout out to you. Srini over at the Unmistakable Podcast. Shout out to you. Hillary Sutton. Oh, so many of y'all that I rock with, that I've been on your shows. We've had drinks together. You've even come on my shows every once in a while. They rock with Riverside FM. Here are the advantages that I found, because I'm more of a video podcast person than an audio podcast. That's why I'm kind of deferring, but I'm name dropping to say these are the people that rock with it. Number one, each of the tracks are isolated. So if I have you on a podcast and we do it virtually, as most podcasts are, we do it virtually, your audio track will be in one file, and then my audio track asking questions or whatever I'm saying over here, interviewing you, will be on another one. That means that you can do special things with the audio mixing. That means that if your microphone is better than mine and mine happens to be a little bit weaker, then we can adjust the levels, as opposed to it just being one mass huganic, we'll call it huganic audio file, and then we can't do anything with it. Because if you adjust this level, then this sound's going to be off. And so as far as mixing, you having, they call it local recording of all the participants. I forget how many participants it can handle, but it's a lot. So let's say you have 8 people on a podcast, like you have Wu-Tang on a podcast. Each of the Wu-Tang members, from Ghostface to You God, each of them are going to be having their own audio file. And so then you can edit and mix it properly yourself or your respective engineers. That's number one. Number two, it's completely online. And so when I join people that have a podcast and are doing it through riverside.fm, they give me the website link. I get on there and I record it just like I would record my TV show. There's not like software I have to download. There's not a device I have to use. It's just really smooth. And again, I've been on both sides. I've been a longtime journalist and have interviewed at this point probably thousands of people on the air, and also just for my print journalism. And then, of course, I've had the pleasure of having my best-selling books and doing other things where I'm being interviewed a lot. So I know it from both sides. That's all I'm trying to say. This seems to work out really well for both sides. Be sure to check out the link. I'm an affiliate for, I think, almost all of these, but they are solid recommendations, again, based on the people that really know what they're doing, even beyond me. I think there's a special discount you get if you use my link. So be sure and check it out. I think it might be 20% off the first month or something. Those things change all the time. But if you're interested in it, be sure and check it out. I love the program just as a guest. And the people I've talked to that really do this stuff, the people have done literally thousands of podcast episodes, they rock with Riverside FM too. So if you're looking to get started, this will be an excellent place to start. All right. For live broadcasts and live, because most podcasts are not live. I didn't even mention that part. When you do a podcast, most of them are pre-recorded. What we're doing right here with Bring Your Worth TV and what we've been doing through this whole month of September, This is live. It's different. It's nothing edited. You see me fumbling over the place. You might see like one of my children's toys right over here. This is raw. If you're doing this type of raw programming, as far as live streaming, what people now call a video podcast, which is essentially what I'm doing right now, StreamYard is a fantastic option. StreamYard works well because, again, similar to Riverside FM, you can send the link to the people that you want to have on your show, and then they just do it straight through the website. I keep emphasizing that because not all software works like that. So this is a benefit. That's number one. Number two, with its most basic plan, which I believe is free, there's all kinds of stuff you can do. The biggest benefit of having the paid plans, and again, the link is right there. I'm a paid member myself. So again, I'm walking the walk on this one. With the paid plans, you can send it to multiple platforms. So right now, I'm talking to y'all on my LinkedIn. I'm talking to y'all through, obviously, BringYourWorth.tv, which the main hub right now is at YouTube/Brown Damon, or you can just type in BringYourWorth.tv. You'll see me live there if you have a meta experience right now. Not Facebook, but real meta experience. And lastly, I'm connecting with y'all through Amazon Live, which shout out to the folks at Amazon, because they have a streaming platform. So every time I've connected with y'all live, then it goes to all three of those platforms. Super straightforward to set up. It was, I think it was a little bit tricky when I first tried to get on LinkedIn, but that had to do with the way that they were doing streaming, because they were new to streaming when I started the show about 3 years ago. But since then, it's been a lot smoother. So the power of this is that you're not left into a platform. It's not saying, okay, you can catch me on Spotify and that's it. It's like, no, if you don't watch BringYourWorth.tv, you could be on Amazon and then you'll get a little ping saying Damon's live right now. You can come through and hang out with me for a couple hours. That hits different. You don't always have to go to, say, YouTube, or even if you happen to be connected with me on LinkedIn or see my LinkedIn profile, now you'll see a little icon that says live, and you know you can come through, put in your comments, or catch whatever I'm saying. There's a different type of vibe with that. StreamYard encompasses that. I want to say with the most basic plan, you can go to 3 different platforms. For the higher plans, I think you can go to like 8 and maybe 24 platforms. I'm talking like 20 platforms or something. So if you're still on X, formerly known as Twitter, if you're on Facebook, which if you've been watching for a while, you know I left Facebook a while ago. But you know, if you're on Facebook still, I think you're doing Instagram and TikTok now. All kinds of stuff. Snapchat might even be on there. This would be the entry point to that. So if you're going to be doing the video, maximize it. Don't just say, I'm going to be on one platform. That's going to be my podcast home. Work with a platform or a system like StreamYard or the other option I'm about to give you. Work with one of those and spread it out. Other option, equally fantastic, is Restream. I like to kind of focus on one particular type of distribution platform that can distribute to a bunch of them. Right now, I'm focused on StreamYard, but Restream, I've actually talked to the folks over there. I've actually used their product a few times. It is equally fantastic. In fact, in some ways, it's stronger than StreamYard because their free program has a lot of the things that StreamYard only has in their higher program. Be sure and check it out. I know that their community is really strong over there. Shout out to Anya and other folks who are leading their community. They have a great way of supporting the folks that use their product, and I've always admired them. If you want other options, then this is a great other option. Check out both. I definitely went back and forth with both when I first started. And again, it's kind of, that's the one caution I would have, is that evaluate both of them and then choose one. Because you don't need to be on Restream and on StreamYard at the same time, because their services are about the same enough where that would just be you duplicating the process. And I think they can reach pretty much the same amount of outlets, definitely the same type. But be sure and check it out. You got options here. As the link says, try StreamYard. Try it out. And I love both of them. You know, I rock with both of them. They're both fantastic. Shout out to both of the communities. Last but not least, If you're trying to get general insight as far as how to start and how to figure things out, 4 simple secrets to YouTube success in 250 seconds. As you can see, this is my 250th episode, which was about a year ago, and I give as much game as possible. If you're starting off right now, if I was starting another channel, what I would do, all those hard-earned insights I got from the first 249 episodes, I share them in 250 seconds here. And I so appreciate that episode because even for myself, I was able to solidify all those things that I learned along the way. And again, you look back at my first couple of episodes and they looked pretty rough, but that actually shows the progress because we start at the bottom and most of y'all can probably finish the line. Listen, there's a lot of information there. If you want to start your podcast, audio or video in 2024, please start. But you absolutely need a strategy. Think about your strategy.